Good morning, it's your girl Kendra, and today I am not only receiving a Saturday delivery from UPS, I am also going to direct to garment some shirts with our Epson f2100, as well as go ahead and deliver them for our client. And the reason that I'm delivering them for this client is because he is a high profile client of ours, and it's still within reason. I'm only driving to College Station. It's approximately about an hour and a half from my office, but it's very pertinent that the client ends up receiving the final goods. So in that case, I'm going to be absolutely frantic today, but I wanted to go ahead and film for you guys and bring you along with this project. All right, I just grabbed Starbucks. It is approximately 8:30. Gonna head down to the shop. Hopefully gonna make it there for UPS delivery. I think it's gonna start delivering at 9 a.m. If not, I have a HPD Cadet Academy class that I'm gonna work on. So I'm gonna film throughout the day and bring y'all along. Alright, so when you very first get to the shop, you do have to turn on your heat press, because if anybody has one of these, y'all already know that it takes forever to warm up. I liked my old trusty heat press. It's just significantly smaller than this one is, but this one takes like 15 minutes to warm up, and like that's crazy to me. And then over here we have our Epson. Again, I did get the f2100 for our DTG machine, and I've already pre-treated this shirt because I was just making sure that the purge was going well, and I've been having more issues with my pre-treat machine than the actual printer itself. I also mostly bought like pre-treated shirts from District, and Port and Company offer a few. They don't print as vibrant, but they are still really good, and I already washed the shirt multiple times and the durability was still really good. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and do our daily nozzle check. I already turned on the machine, which also takes about 15 minutes to freaking get its life together. So we're gonna go do a nozzle check. We just used film paper here, so then that way we can like see, and you can see like the last 2 days. So we'll see how today looks. Wow, actually, believe it or not, it is like really clean today. You can see, I'm gonna turn y'all around. So this is today, like literally just now. Like that is not even worth messing with. You can see yesterday and today, or like yesterday and the day before, I wasn't really crazy about the cyan here, and you can see it gets pretty worse the day after. The little breaks in the white are not miserable. This was also, I think, like from yesterday. So wait, yeah, that was yesterday. This is from 2 days before that. We only really run the machine if we know we're gonna for sure print, but man, flying colors today, honestly. For my client to send me the high resolution PNG, that way I can go ahead and send it over the machine. And that shirt that I had already pre-treated, I'm gonna do a test print on, and I'll show you all that. Okay, I went to go get my headset because embroidery is running today, and I also was uncertain how clearly you could hear me. Anyways, so this is the garment creator from Epson. Pretty, easy interface, honestly. You can already see that I've added a DTF profile, which was one of my really big reasons why I ended up going with the Epson, was that the interface and ease of use. We do a lot of DTF here, and being able to have a machine that does direct to garment and direct to film was really important for us. We are going to do the sample print on a black t-shirt, but for the sake of this job, since it's going to actually get printed on pink shirts, I'm just going to select a dark color t-shirt, and therefore That way it knows that it needs to be printing white. We typically right now have been keeping our print quality at a level 3. Overall white print quality is a level 2, and we haven't really messed with much else. We do use the bi-direction. There is so many different options and things that you can change in here if you want to. However, we're really happy with the quality of the DTG that we're getting right now. And also the cost per piece is equivalent with what we are charging our clients anyways. DTF has completely different settings, so you just want to ensure that you never use, any of your saved presets for something that it's not meant to be for. So again, for the sake of this video, we are going to go ahead and use the dark color t-shirt standard. We are printing on pink heliconia shirts once they arrive from UPS. So in the time being, we are going to go ahead and open this PNG file. Obviously for DTF, we need to print backwards. But in this case, we're not printing direct to garments. We are not printing direct to film, so we need to make sure we have the default layout setting here. We always try to print it at top center. Here is also where you can change your height, your scale, and everything along those lines. So I am gonna go to the client's order and confirm what size that the imprint needs to be, which I already have open here. You can see that the client is requesting it 12 inches wide. So we'll just start with that because the height should be automatic from there. We're gonna go back to Garment Creator, and you can see I already have it here at the 12 inches and it already does the height. And scale is at 100%. Although visually it's a little bit lower on the shirt than what you would think is standard, the placement doesn't really have much to do with anything because it's really where I'm gonna put the shirt onto the platen itself. So then that way I have more control over where the logo placement is at. Since we're just doing one and we want to make sure everything prints well, we're gonna go ahead and just send one over to the print. And that kind of just processes, and my machine thinks about it for a second, and we're gonna go over there and print instead. Okay, so from here we're gonna go ahead and load the shirt. As mentioned, I had already pre-treated this. I already cured it. Right. Already printed the white, and look at how terribly textured it is. Oh, so yeah, this print is absolutely not gonna look ideal by any means. The fibers of the t-shirt were just lifted galore. That's pretty crazy. There's already so much dust in my shop. My goodness. So yeah, obviously because there's so many fibers on this shirt, this is just absolute utter trash. Not an ideal test print by any means. So we're gonna go find a normal Gildan t-shirt and do another pre-treat and try that. So we'll be back. So this is our pre-treater. It's a Lawson. It's no electronics or anything like that. As mentioned, I think I'm already having a lot of issues because I feel like the pump is not spraying super consecutively. It sounds kind of weird when it goes, but they said, oh, it's just like clogged or like already not working. So you can hear how it's like pulsating. And yeah, you can, like, the coverage is decent, I think, but it's not perfect. And I think that could also be maybe why the other shirt looks so rough. I'm at 6.5. If anybody has like any feedback, like, I don't know if anyone else has this, but for the sake of the video, I'm gonna pre-treat it one more time. Yeah, because you can just like hear it's like an inconsistent like pulsating. But now you can see like the pre-treat coverage is like significantly much better. So I'm gonna take, and this is on a Gildan soft style, which you can actually see on the front here. We already did a different DTG job, and honestly that one turned out amazing. That was like the very first day that we had our equipment. So I'm not really sure what happened to the pre-treat machine already between then and now. So I'm going to take this over here. I already have it custom set onto 10 seconds, but I need to put my phone down so I can like cover this and heat press and all that good stuff. All right, so I cooked it for 10 seconds, and then now you can already see that it's changed to 46 seconds. Wait a second. Okay, yeah, it's supposed to be at like 320. I was like, wait, why did this drop so much? See, that's like the other thing is like, why is that dropping so much? I don't think I'm like crazy impressed with this. Like the newer technology is like cool, but at the same time, I'm like, it shouldn't really be dropping 10 degrees. So pretty much looks like this. You can see that there is like still some DTG spray on here, but I'm not going to stress about it because I want to make sure that the imprint looks best. I could probably heat press this honestly like one more time because you can see there's still a little bit of moisture in there, but you really shouldn't hit it for more than 10 seconds at one time, I feel like, because you also don't want to leave like a massive ring around the shirt. Like, you don't want to burn the shirt fiber. So I'm just going to bump it. It's obviously already set up at the 46 seconds, so I'm just going to kind of leave it for like just a few. And just pull it back out. And double check it. There we go. Much better. So this is for more like 10 and 14 seconds, or like 10 to 14 seconds. Also, I feel like that has a lot to play in it because I hit the pre-treat 2 times. So I think the pre-treat machine is not really working how it should be. So I still need to work on that and kind of figure it out. It still stays on number 2 since I didn't actually complete the whole 46 seconds. So now I'm going to take this shirt and go back to the machine. So already you can kind of peek in here and just see the white vibrancy on these shirts instead of that Toltec shirt. Even though it was 100% cotton, like that just was not the ideal shirt. I am uncertain. I'm not familiar with DTG that much. This is literally the first week we've owned this machine. But yeah, like a million times way crisper white right there. Like now it's gonna go back in and lay the color. And the shirts that I'm having to print that are like the rush job shirts, they are going to be Gildan. I think they're just G200s. There we go. Like a lot better for sure, like overall print wise. I'm not crazy about this color here, but I mean, night and day difference with this other shirt. So I'm not, I don't really understand like why this turned out so bad. I think I'm gonna double pre-treat the other side and try a test from there. And like, I really think it's just really truthfully the pre-treat machine, but this is good to go. Overall, I'm fine with this. It's gonna look completely fine on Heliconia shirts once they arrive. So given that my Gildan soft style shirt turned out relatively, really pretty nice, I wanted to come back to the Toltecs. I ended up pre-treating it just one pass, but I changed the speed to 4 because supposedly like a little bit more pre-treat comes out versus me spraying it twice at a 6, which that's what I had did on that shirt there. So this is with the shirt open as well because I just noticed like the shirt just felt so lumpy, but I really want to try to see a little bit more clarity on this shirt. So I sprayed it at a 4. I heat pressed it for a little over 10 seconds because I did a double heat press. It is printing the white, but you can just already really tell that the shirt is still not great. It's better than the other side, but a lot of fibers. Just the shirt just for some reason is very, very high in fibers. It's about to print the color. Yep. Honestly, just not great. Not great at all. Like, you can see the vibrancy in the white. So, like, I want to say that the print quality with the pre-treat going a little slower, like, well, like, I guess the consistency of the pre-treater going a little slower, like, still looks really good. But it's honestly just like, let me see if I can look at the fibers on the shirt. You can just see them all sticking up. Like, that's crazy to me because I heat pressed this 2 times. I even lint rolled it. Like, look, I even got the lint roller out for y'all just to see if I could like try to make this shirt work. And no. And then you come over here, you look at the Gildan and there's just nothing. Not one single fiber. Again, I mean, yeah, I sprayed this one twice, but you can flip it over and look at this side. This one we didn't spray twice, and we printed these the other day, and, you know, these look great. So I don't want to be like, oh, it's because I pre-treated twice. No, I only pre-treated this one once. So now I'm just waiting for UPS to show up so I can actually print the real shirt. So in the time being, I am actually going to be heat pressing some direct-to-film transfers. So these are DTF transfers that I'm doing on some nylon jackets. And you're probably like, oh, well, why didn't you just screen print them? I probably could have. Screen printing is just really, really backed up right now. We're really busy. And since these are 2-color jackets and it's only literally like 12 pieces, I can just go ahead and print DTF transfers. I can install them. I even, versus like cutting heat seal, I went ahead and did their names and everything as well, which you can see on this other sheet. Man, having one hand is like God bless y'all who can just film with one hand, because I'm miserable at it. You can see names are all on the sheets. So we also will be doing, you know, more and more DTF, especially on like nylons and polyesters. I don't believe I want to dabble into DTG on polyesters. I mean, even look, I would never even recommend doing direct to garment on a Toltex. And we're just doing, we do like firm pressure. I see people do like medium pressure, but we do firm pressure, 60 seconds. I'm just gonna let that cure, and then I'm probably gonna cut the shirt so then I can like literally compare the front to the back, like given that one side was pre-treated, you know, at a 6.5 and then the other side was pre-treated at a 4. But because of the fibers of the shirt, I truthfully don't feel like there's gonna be any visual difference between those. All right, I cut off the shirts, like I opened them so we can literally independently look at all of them. So this was the very first shirt that I did a test print on. This was with the pre-treat at 6.5. I did accidentally like fold it onto itself while it was wet, but basically this looks terrible, okay? Not ideal. This is our OG, our nice Gildan soft style. This is with a double pre-treat at the 6.5. But again, this was with a single pre-treat at 6.5. And to me, I think just the shirt fabric is the winning, you know, item here. You can see there's just barely like a little bit of things not being so forgiving. but I'm gonna mostly blame that on user error because I'm still not crazy familiar with DTG. But regardless, this is a million times better than this. And then this is the last one that I just did, and this was with the pre-treat at a 4, I believe a 4, 4.5. I'll go over to the pre-treat and double check. Not great, like not as good as our Gildan Soft Style, but still really, really nice. No, not even really nice. I'm going to take that back. It's really not great. Just so much ink didn't really adhere properly, and I think this really comes down to probably also messing with settings inside the Epson garment creator, and that's more than I really want to mess with, to be honest. I got the DTG machine to mostly do DTF. Anyways, so this is a no for me. Like, this is terrible. I want to go look at the pre-treater and see what setting I had it on. I have it set right at 4. So I'm going to keep it at 4, and hopefully there's some extra Gildan shirts in the pink. That way I can test and make sure that that goes well. Turby, 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 turby. So, yep, that was, that was all that. So I'm going to go ahead and go heat press until UPS shows up. All right, so I started at about 11:30. I'm trying to get like a good flow of how quickly I want to like kind of produce everything. I actually turned on my OG heat press, so then that way I can pre-treat and then cure the pre-treat with the smaller heat press, and then bring and stage like a pile right here that's going to be ready to be printed. I kind of did like 3 or 4 shirts already just to kind of gauge if I was happy with the amount of pre-treat being used. I ended up bumping it up to about I bumped it up to try one shirt. I wasn't really crazy about it. It's actually the one that's in the heat press right now. It's really kind of hard to tell, but I just felt like it wasn't as crisp as the very first one that I did. So I switched it back to 4, and this one looks really, really dialed in. So we're gonna keep it at 4. I'm still trying to get familiar with the whole pre-treat thing. So yeah, we're gonna spray the shirts. These are gonna be the ones that are done. All the ones that are pre-treated and ready to be printed are gonna go right here, and then just try to get into a really good flow and rhythm. Probably during that time, I'm gonna go ahead and put on like speed up the camera for you guys, and you guys can kind of just watch like the flow of production. I was trying to remember what like the word was, but it's time lapse. I'm gonna go ahead and time lapse for you guys. I think I'm a little bit over the halfway point. I think I'm at about almost 40 pieces. The machine did go ahead and decide to go into a cleaning mode. Move this. You can see, so I have like about a 7-minute wait while this is finishing up cleaning. So since I have 7 minutes until I can even print again, I'm gonna go ahead and finish pre-treating the last of the items like that I had. I think maybe there's about a dozen. I kind of got tired of pre-treating, so I've just been printing. So yeah, that's about where I'm at. I'm gonna look to see what time it is. I had to pause my video because I couldn't even look to see what time it was. But it's a little after 2, it's 2:05 technically. So I really started at like 11:30, and between pre-treating and with a total of 65 pieces, I'm not quite done yet, but I probably have about 30 minutes left as a whole. This took a long time. Took about as long as I anticipated, but I could have screen printed a lot of teas by now. So what feels like absolute eternity, I am about to finish my second to last shirt. I'm running the last one. It is approximately 3:30. It's actually a little after 3:30 because I went ahead and also cleaned the pre-treater, which honestly is a whole job in itself for anyone who does direct-to-garment and realizes all the maintenance that goes into the pre-treater. So I did take a little bit of a break, clean that out. So in context, I had to DTG, like pre-treat and DTG 65 shirts. I got them approximately 11:30, kind of started around there, and it's now about 3:30, 3:45. So between pre-treating and printing and everything relatively by myself, it honestly took almost 4 hours, and I think that comes out to only like 16 shirts an hour, which is absolutely horrendous. I would fire myself. So screen printing this 8-color job because I'll flip it around and we can like look at it. But in my eyes, this absolutely could be screen printed. You're gonna have a white, a baby pink, a little bit of a darker pink here, maybe like a purple. Probably could use a blue. And even if you didn't want to print 2 separate blues here for the bubbles, you could have made a halftones and then a white base. The yellow, the black, and the orange for the duck. So yeah, I mean, you could really have done maybe even 9 colors if you want to do a highlight white, but this is literally the last one. Thank the Lord. Have mercy on my soul. Anyway, so whenever you do go to shut the machine off, which I'm just going to heat press this shirt real quick, or at least move it. Because now it tells you ready. Once you to start another job, which I'm not going to, you can put the hoop back on it, and you simply can just shut it off. And it says it takes like 5 minutes to shut down and all that. So I'm going to heat press this last shirt, get them all boxed up, because next I'm headed to College Station. Successfully dropped the packages here in College Station. The weather is like not great, so I'm really glad that I was able to get this knocked out. It's approximately 6 o'clock now, but I'm gonna head back to the Tomball area where I live. So thanks for carrying along with me today. DTG is still not my favorite, but I'm glad that we're able to do these kind of projects now and moving forward. So see y'all next time. I thought I was gonna end the video on like me making it to College Station and dropping off shirts, but I actually just got home. It's a little after 7, so maybe about 7:15, whatever. But today while I was gone, my whole entire like backyard carport and patio were getting completely demolished. So I had like a little bit of like anxiety about getting rid of all of this. I'll upload a photo of what it looked like before, but now I just have like a lot of space. So I think I'm gonna make a 3-car parking area right here instead, because before, when I had all my stuff, it was a lot of water was like sitting stagnant in this little area, and y'all are like, this is a screen printing video, like what are you talking about? But a little bit about me, I always like changing things like a lot. I got a whole new fence, like custom made exactly how I wanted, and I do a lot of DIY projects myself. I think being in the industry really just shows like how creative you're able to be, and like my creativity like carries on into where I live for sure. So a lot of like lots of loose ends going on over here. I redid all of this slowly but surely, and you can see where I like haven't finished, and now I just have a personal river in my yard. Anyways, that wraps up my day. I don't have a carport anymore, so now I'm just like out and open in the elements, but it'll be worth it when I redo it all. I'm really excited. Thank you guys, as always.